guys? It's your girl Makenziejanel. I am back with another video. My favorite Netflix TV shows. So I'm probably gonna just be putting them. I'm put like the covers of the shows like everywhere. Like I don't know, maybe like right here, or like right here. Okay. Anyways, so I have compiled. Look at those big words. I have compiled a list of about 30 or more TV shows that I have watched on Netflix, started watching, or am currently watching. There's about 30 or more shows that I've started watching. So first show that I recommend is American Horror Story. I don't know how many seasons there are because I think they just started a new one. But honestly, every season has its own little thing, has its own theme. And I mean, some are superior to others, like Coven, and Coven is like my favorite one of all time on American Horror Story because it's the one with the witches. Anyways, so that's a really good show. It's a little creepy at times. It's actually very creepy at times. It's just weird stuff. It's really just weird stuff. Next show is 13 Reasons Why. Everybody knows about this show. Lots of people don't like it because they believe it glorifies suicide. I read the book before the show was even thought of. Me, personally, I feel like they should have stopped after the first season. I don't know why they kept going. Anyways, ignore all that. So third show is Stranger Things. Everybody knows about Stranger Things. Tons of people love Stranger Things. And I am currently done watching that. I think I'm going to rewatch it before season 3 comes out though, just to refresh my memory. It's kind of a blur. Pretty Little Liars, that show has ended. I have not finished it and I have not been watching it, but that's a show that I binged watched for days on end, like a year ago or whatever. I'm not done with the show. The show's done, so I have time to watch. I just have a lot to get through. Gossip Girls, that show also ended a very long time ago, and the reason why I got interested in Gossip Girls because tons of people have seen it, and I have the books to it, and I was like, why not watch the show, even though I haven't read all the books because there's a lot of books. I'm currently not watching that right now, but it's a very good show. Riverdale, lots of people have mixed feelings about Riverdale. I personally like Riverdale. It gets crazier as the seasons progress though. Yeah, I finished with season 2 and I have not started watching season 3 yet. I don't know if I really want to. I just haven't got around to it. The Carrie Diaries, that show is finished. It finished a couple years ago with only 2 seasons, I think. I don't think it renewed for a 3rd season, which is very sad because I absolutely love the Carrie Diaries. They were amazing, especially with Austin Butler. Please. iZombie, I started watching that a couple years ago, and I think I finished after season 1 ended, or I think I finished in the middle of season 1 and I stopped watching it. Yeah, I think she does work in more. Where basically she helped cops or whatever solve crimes by eating the brains, I think, of the victims and helping them solve the crime. I think that's what it's about. Narcos, I just started watching Narcos. There you go. I just started watching that show and it is amazing. It's really just about, you know, Pablo Escobar, his rise in the drug world or whatever, and I really just like it for the intro. But that's an amazing show. I love it. And I'm currently watching Narcos also. Yeah. Criminal Minds, I am currently watching that. There's like 13 seasons to get through, but I just started over again because Criminal Minds is about detectives and everything in the BAU, which is the Behavioral Analysis Unit, where they basically are solving crimes, and it's different every episode, and there's sometimes like storylines that span different episodes. And honestly, it's an amazing show. Like, it'll make you feel like you are one of the detectives in the BAU and you are helping solve crimes. That's how good the show is. The Originals is very good. That also goes hand in hand with Vampire Diaries, which both shows are finished, I think. Yeah, I think both shows are finished. I have not finished The Originals. I have finished Vampire Diaries though. And that show, it made me cry at the end. That's how good Vampire Diaries is. So basically, if you know what Vampire Diaries is, you might know its counterpart, The Originals. There's just a kind of like a different line of vampires or whatever. They rounded the street quick. But yeah, both shows I recommend. Total Drama Island. That's kind of like a kid's show. It's a kid's show. it wasn't made for its time, I guess. Like, the show is actually made for, like, adults, too, if they want to watch it. That's how, like, inappropriate that show was when I was growing up watching it. But Total Drama Island is absolutely amazing. I stopped watching it because I started over on it, but I stopped watching it, so, you know. American Vandal, they are done with their second season. They finished up with their second season, like, a couple of months ago, I think. And honestly, American Vandal is weird. They take, like, it's satirical. It's like a satirical type crime show where basically they take, like, very weird crimes and they basically have, like, this guy making a documentary on it. And it's so weird, but it's worth watching. I love it so much. The Mist, they are only done with season 1. Yeah. They did a season 1. I don't know if they're ever doing a season 2 or anything. But season 1, basically, it's based off of Stephen King's novel, The Mist, and the movie in 2007 called The Mist as well. It's just, you know, a modern, updated show, even though they haven't done season 2. And season 1 was in, like, 2017 or 2016. I don't know. But it's a really good show, too. So I finished season 1. Girl Meets World, that's also kind of, like, kiddish. That's also, like, on the kiddish side. But Girl Meets World actually has some very valuable life lessons. And they're in high school, too. So, I mean, why not learn some lessons while you're watching the show, you know? That's, you know, that's the spin-off of Boy Meets World back in the 90s. It's just his daughter now, Corey's daughter, Riley. So that's a really good show. That actually finished. The show finished up, but I haven't finished the show. I was, like, a couple episodes away from finishing it, and I never finished it. I'm not watching that right now. I'm not in a rush to watch it either because it's gonna be there. Jane the Virgin. I've always heard about this show, and it's like, yeah, I've always heard about this show, and when I started watching it, I absolutely loved it. It's you know, Jane Villanueva. Yeah, basically she gets pregnant, but she's a virgin. That's the whole thing for it, and it takes you through a lot of twists and turns. I think I got to season 2, or maybe I didn't finish season 1. I'm not watching it right now though because I have other shows that I'm watching and I just kind of flop back from different shows, but that's a very good show. Hard to Dixie, I was watching this back when I was like maybe 10 or something, and I used to watch this with my auntie at her house. And basically the show is about this New York doctor that has to go to Alabama, I believe, because of some very bad circumstances. And the show has finished, but I have not finished the show. That also takes you through a lot of twists and turns, and it's amazing. I recommend that show. Next one is The Tudors. That's like, if you're into like Britain and historical stuff, like France, Britain, all of that in like medieval ages, I would say, like all that historical type stuff, because you know there's a lot of scandals in the British and especially French Empire at the time, so I really recommend that show. It's kind of bad though, because like I think I was only on the 5th episode. I'm not watching it right now, but it's a lot of stuff, because you know that's what it involves: politics, scandals, you know, stuff like that. But it's good, so I recommend it. Drain, that also ties in with the historical drama type shows. That show has sadly ended. And it ended in the best way possible after season 4, I believe. That's Mary, the Queen of Scots. That's a really good video, and I really recommend that video as well. Not video. Oh my gosh, I really just said video. I recommend that show as well. It's amazing. Scream, the TV series, that's on MTV. I think they only did 2 seasons, and I think they're doing a 3rd season sometime this year, I think. But Scream, you know, everyone knows the movies, but this is the show. It's completely different, but it has such a nice storyline to it, so I recommend that show. On My Block. For those who have watched On My Block, season 2 is coming out sometime this year in the spring, I believe. And it is, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's about these 4 kids in Los Angeles, you know, Black and Hispanic, and it takes you through a lot. You will be mad, you will be sad, you will be happy. Watch it. Big Mouth. Now, it's a very inappropriate show. I will say that. It's animated and it's very inappropriate. I don't know why I watched it anyways. It has 2 seasons. I did watch it and I was just like, what the heck. But it's funny, but it's also inappropriate. So I don't recommend watching it, but at the same time, it's like, it's funny. You know, Supernatural. That has like 13 seasons or whatever. It's really just supernatural things.
Really? You don't say.
You know, paranormal stuff. Really, really good. Two brothers fighting evil. You know, it's a concoction just for amazingness. So I recommend that show. The Walking Dead. I have not watched the last 2 seasons because I know a bunch of things that happened that I do not want to see. So I stopped watching it. I stopped watching it after Glenn died. I'ma just spoiler. I might put a spoiler alert like right before. But I stopped watching after Glenn died because I was like, skip this whole show. So I'm not watching it anymore, but it's still an amazing show. Bates Motel. I believe the show ended. I just did not finish it. But Bates Motel, you know, that's with the Alfred Hitchcock film Psycho about Norma Bates and Norman Bates and their whole weird relationship together. So that's a good show. Gotham, that's, you know, everybody know that's Batman and like the beginning of Batman, Bruce Wayne and all that. I have not finished it. I have stopped watching it, but it's still good. I already mentioned Vampire Diaries. Once Upon a Time, that's all the fairy tale characters twisted and turned into crazy things. Recommend that. And they also have a spin-off, Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, with Alice in Wonderland, but they canceled that. Even though it's so good. So I recommend watching that too, even though it's not on Netflix. We're almost done. Then Black Mirror. Everyone knows that Black Mirror is like that really weird show. And it basically just like mixes technology with alternate realities and stuff like that, and just different situations. So that's really good if you're looking for future and you're into all that techno-scientific stuff. Peaky Blinders. I got introduced to this by a friend named Claire. Thank you, Claire. And Peaky Blinders is really, oh my god, I can't even explain Peaky Blinders. I have stopped watching it. I gotta get back into it, but it's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. Shameless. Shameless is very inappropriate as well, but it has a lot of seasons. It's pretty funny, and it actually tackles a lot of important issues, but it's pretty inappropriate. So, yeah. My Babysitter's a Vampire. In one of my last videos, I included a video. I included something from My Babysitter's a Vampire because I absolutely love that show. I love the movie, which is also on Netflix, and I love the show, which is obviously on Netflix. They canceled after season 2. Why? I don't know, because I was a faithful watcher of it and they stopped showing it.
Is you big mad or are you little mad about it? It is just a show. Calm down.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, that's really good. You know, that's Sabrina the Teenage Witch or whatever. There's people outside. I'm really anxious that they'll see me in my window. That's, you know, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's an amazing show. They have not done they finished filming season 2, I believe, but it's not on Netflix yet. And the last show is Elite. It's a Spanish show. It's based in Spain or whatever, but it's so good. And honestly, the twist ending on the first season, because there's only one season, but they are making a season 2. But the twist is just, it's heartbreaking. So I really recommend that show as well. And then honestly, I would just say listen to it in Spanish instead of listening to it in English, because their voices are completely just destroyed and you don't get the real feeling. That is the end of the video. I hope this video isn't super long, but I have a ton of shows that I watch because I really like to just I want to have variety in the type of things that I watch. I don't want it to be just one type of show that I watch. So those are all the things that I recommend. I probably won't list all of them in the description. I may or may not, or you can just go on Netflix and look for it or whatever. So yeah, if you like the video, physically click that like button, comment down below what your favorite Netflix shows are, and subscribe and share my video if you like my content and you want other people to see my content. Share it with your friends, share it with everybody you know. So yeah, I almost ran out of breath. Alright, so I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.